This is a road full of corners, the ideal scenario for testing the all-new and exciting BMW 3 Series, which is iconic. Shall we find out how iconic it really is? All right then.
Let's start with the basics, and they range from around £270 to £340 a month, all the way to the mid-400s for something like an M340i, which by the way has 380 horsepower. Challenge one for this is that it's a saloon, not an SUV. But I don't think that's a bad thing.
This is the kind of thing you can't do in an SUV, right? Low down to the ground, steering wheel, looking for the corners, looking forward to every undulation in the road, you know, man and machine. Normally it's just kind of more man and a pram.
Tighter suspension, 55 kilos lighter, and excitement on every corner is just the start. Back is the firm steering, gone is the bland interior. This 3 is designed purely to remind us where it came from.
In the olden days, there was only really the BMW 3 Series. If you had a BMW 3 Series, that was it. There was no other car. Now, of course, BMW make 11,432 models. The kudos for having a 3 Series isn't quite the same. However, I have a feeling that getting one of these is going to garner an awful lot more respect than you think.
It still starts with the beloved 316i, which now has a 3-cylinder 1.5 engine. There's also a 316D, sharing the same engine as in the Mini.
320D is the one that everyone is going to have. Obviously, it's an improved engine. 187 horsepower, 0 to 60 is about 6.9 seconds and 400 Newton meters of torque. I did think there was going to be more improvements to the engine from that, considering what you can do with a 2-litre engine today, but obviously there's a reason that BMW have done that. One of the reasons might be consumption, because the official on this is 64, and from my experience, every time you get a BMW, you get pretty close to what they say. So with this, you're going to be looking at high 50s easily.
The CO2 stuff is good, under 100 grams per kilometre for the 316i, and there's a suite of top new technology, making it a bit like a Mini 7 Series, or at the very least, a car that's really moved on.
Yes, for a start, this now looks like an expensive car again. Look at that. There have been some really gorgeous ones over the years. The E46, for instance, is my favourite. The way the dash went like that inside, very quiet, beautiful car. Could never afford one at the time. Then there was some, well, let's not talk about the ugly ones, but this now is one of the nicest looking 3 Series for years. The back, though, I wasn't really in love with at first. It does depend on the colour, and this one is an M Sport, so it does look better. This is not obviously the same as this. This is the X6 rear end. Look at this. Now that is a rear end.
I like the fact that this is orange, and so is the car. I wonder if it's the same for every colour. They do all actually have the new BMW Alexa style assistant, which learns about you and is activated by saying, "Hey BMW," or "Hey, any name you like." But
because I'm not comfortable starting any sentence with the word hey anything, I would probably not use that. In fact, I would probably just use this, which is a lot faster and a lot better. I'll give an example of some of the commands that you can do using this button and how good it is. This is the best in the world. Watch this. Post office.
Which one of the destinations shall I select?
Starbucks. LBC.
LBC.
Disgusted by police.
James O'Brien. Albert Square, London.
Which one of the destinations shall I select?
Oh, there actually is an Albert Square in London. Church. Now, if I wanted to do a Pentecost, play Drake.
Please tell me the genre, artist, album, or track name for the music you wish to hear.
Okay. Rocking All Over the World, Status Quo. You might have seen the Reverse Assistant online before. If you haven't, I'm going to show you now. This is where the car remembers the last 20 seconds of your driving. So let's imagine I'm driving into a difficult parking space and I want to be able to get out without any stress or hassle. So now, let's just see what happens. So, press reversing assistant, engage reverse gear, start driving, observe surroundings and brake manually. So I'm assuming it's going to steer for me. Right, so now it is just copying the exact maneuvers that I've just done. And it should put me back to where I was. It's very confidence inspiring. Is it going to have the fence? No, it's not. Look at that. That is the most useful feature in a car I have seen for ages. This is a nice feature that I use quite a lot. So you've got these points of interest. Obviously you've got your gestures, so you can turn the radio up, turn the radio down. Next track is that one. Swipe a call away if you don't want to do it. That means yes, go to that address or whatever. So that's pretty good. But anyway, let's just have a look. So you say you've got this garage here. If you push this and then press show list, it shows you everything that is on that points of interest, right? So for example, then you can click that one and then go ring them, right? It's good, isn't it? Got any milk?
That system alone adds a lot of value to any BMW. It's one of the reasons why I chose one myself. An update will probably fix the instrument cluster that currently shows blurred radio logos or music artwork when the BMW graphic is not the default one. Very unlike them to miss that, and it's also a shame that the instrument cluster can't be customized in a way that maybe you're used to. The materials though are good, and you do get an interior light pack for free.
Oh, almost forgot. Look at this. Practicality. Who needs an SUV? Now you've got 60, 40, 20 in a saloon. There you go, best of both worlds. Probably get your disco in there.
You'll get more than that in one of these, which could be BMW's worst nightmare at the moment because it's similar money.
But one of those doesn't look as good as one of these, especially when you consider that they have now already released the BMW Performance add-on parts for this, which just take it to the next level. Look at these. Look how good this looks. And I even like the back now.
Yes, the 3 Series is officially cool again. Just like many of the models from the E21 and E30 onwards, at some point or another, I would hazard a guess, one of these cars was either on your drive or on your wish list. Everyone has their favourite 3 Series and everyone is right, because they were all very good. That's not to say that the newer ones didn't have one slight problem though, caused by the run flats. Yes, noise.
Same situation here. This is a quiet road, but on a noisy bit of tarmac, there is quite a bit of road noise. Not as much as the last one actually, so that's an improvement. But anyway, you'll have your Harman Kardon on, which is an option that I would actually recommend for this. Not sure I liked it too much in the 5 Series. There was a problem with the bass there. There wasn't any. These are much better drivers, I think. I think they've improved that. One thing I do like though is the way that the auto steer works. Now, if I now go to try and change lanes, look what happens. Look how accurately that changes lanes and then recorrects itself. So I'm going to just let it go over this side now. That is absolutely brilliant. It centers you in the lane. Very clever. There are some cars that jerk you over to the other side of the carriageway, and that can be a bit scary or unsafe. What ones, Howard? Well, we'll save that.
If you fancy looking at one of the deals for one of these, why not say goodbye to buying altogether and check Leasing.com for a list of offers on the newest cars at fixed monthly payments. If you're not ready to ditch the diesel just yet, and you like the idea of 700 miles between fill-ups, or maybe even more, you will like this car very much, as did I.